Why are people still moving to Columbus in 2023? Hey, what's up everyone? Andy Howell here, local real estate agent, promoter of all things Columbus. If you're somebody who's interested in learning more about Columbus, maybe you're considering a relocation here, maybe you're considering moving away from Columbus, I'm your guy, this is your channel. Please reach down, hit that subscribe button. Better yet, my contact information is below. Reach out, give me a call. I would love to hear from you. So, are people still moving to Columbus in 2023? The answer is yes, and in a big way. Our population is expected to double by 2050, where we'll have about 3 million people. I personally think we are going to beat that by maybe 10 years. People are moving here. They're moving here in droves. So in this video, I just want to take a few moments to, first of all, explain why we stayed, moved back here and stayed, and then what I'm hearing from you guys, the people that I help relocate here, why you're moving here. So, quick story, if you don't know, haven't been watching this channel, you don't know about me, I grew up here in Ohio, went to college up at Otterbein in Westerville, Ohio, worked a year at Nationwide Financial, and then moved out west to Boulder, Colorado, where I was for about 10 years. Had a baby on the way, my wife and I, and we were looking for a little bit more stability to be closer to family, so our plan was to come back here from Colorado for 2 to 4 years, get our feet underneath us, get out diapers maybe, and deadhead back to Colorado. What happened though is Columbus was so good to us. We found that it was just a lot easier to get around. It was a lot less cost of living here. We could afford to live, you know, where we wanted to in Columbus and not be so house poor compared to what we would be in Denver, and provide a better lifestyle and opportunities for our kids. That's why we stayed, and that's been 10 years now. So why are the people that I work with, the people that I talk to, what are the biggest reasons they're relocating to Columbus? And the first thing that always comes up is just ease of getting around town. Now this to me is also one of the biggest positives of the area. But the fact is, if you've just always lived in Columbus, or you're coming from a small town, or just never truly experienced gridlock, soul-sucking, commuting traffic, then you might not see it, but it is really easy to get around here. Pretty much 20 minutes anywhere in the city. If you want to come downtown and go to a sports game, get back home, 20 minutes. It's so easy. But the easy getting around extends to, you know, traveling by car outside of the city too. We have some great cities. Within 3 hours, you can get to Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Louisville, Lexington, Indianapolis, Detroit, all within 3 hours. Some great options. And I don't know about you guys, but you know, road trips, anything under 12 hours nowadays, it seems like, we're hopping in the car. Airlines are expensive, they're unpredictable. So if you're somebody that has kids, I know 12 hours might seem crazy. My advice to you as a parent, get them started early. They'll be little road warriors, and you'll be the ones that as parents that have to stop before them. So traveling cities within 12 hours, I mean, you can go to Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Atlanta, Charlotte, Nashville. You could get to St. Louis, Minneapolis, Chicago. I mean, there's a ton of cities you can get to. I think that is a huge plus for this area. Next up, future growth and just job opportunities. I mentioned how Columbus is growing, and if you look at around at national media, local media, people are just absolutely gushing over Columbus and what we have going on here, so much so that people are starting to dub it the Silicon Heartland. I know I sound like a broken record here, but I think it's really hard to overestimate the importance and the amount of wind in our sails that we have with the Intel $20 billion investment, huge investments by Amgen, Facebook, Amazon. You've got a lot of venture capital funds here. You've got big medical facilities. You got Nationwide Children's Hospital, one of the best children's hospital in the Midwest, probably, maybe the US. You've also got Ohio Health here. You've got all the Ohio State medical facilities. So no matter whether you're in, you know, tech, finance, healthcare, venture capital, agriculture, fashion, there is a job here for you. Here in Columbus, we have 16 Fortune 1000 companies headquartered here, and 5 Fortune 500 companies, places like American Electric Power right behind me here. You've got Nationwide and Cardinal Health, which is the state's largest employer. So no matter what industry you're in, tons of job here for you. What I think though is the biggest opportunity in jobs here is actually in the trades. Everybody's been really like sweating AI and how it's going to replace jobs. And I think for the longest time, everybody thought it would be jobs that were, quote, easier. Well, something that will never be able to be replaced are the trades. I see a huge gap in availability of trades people here, plumbers, electricians, heavy equipment operators, concrete contractors. If you are looking to get a job done and you just call somebody out of the book, they're not going to call you back. So as a young person who really enjoys working with their hands, I strongly encourage you, look into the trades here in Columbus. I think you're gonna do really well. Next reason I hear people moving here is cost of living. One of the reasons we stayed here. Columbus today is about 14% cheaper than the national average. A couple years ago we did that video and it was like 22% cheaper, so it's getting more expensive here, but the fact of the matter is it is less expensive on average. I did a whole video on that here in 2023. Check out that video for more detail, but most people here can still afford to buy a home. That is not always the case, especially a city as large as Columbus. Next, people are welcoming here. They're open and accepting. Now, every time I mention this, I get a bunch of comments from you saying people aren't very nice. That's your experience. My experience is that people are very nice. They're welcoming. You know, anytime you move to a new place, it's going to take about a year before, you know, you really feel like you can get some friends. There are those people here that they grew up here, never left. They already have their friends. The matter's settled. They're not looking for new friends. There's also those scenes, you know, kind of, I'd call it the, you know, like the high school social pecking order, even like the country club scene where people aren't going to be as inviting. You can go out and get that if you want, but on the whole, most people are really open, inviting, accepting, and they want to be your friend. We're friendly here in the Midwest. Next up is culture. Now, when you think culture, Columbus, Ohio isn't probably the first thing that pops to your mind, but we have a lot of culture here. If you're looking to go out and do the museum thing, we've got the Columbus Museum of Art, we've got the Wexner Center, we've got the Franklin Botanical Gardens, not necessarily a museum, but they do have the largest collection, Blown Glass by Dale Chihuly. Go check that out. We also have Arts District, Short North Arts District, and then just public art installations and fountains and sculptures just all throughout the city. If festivals are your thing, we have a ton of festivals here all throughout the city. I dropped a link below to Columbus, Experience Columbus, where you can see the full list of annual festivals, but festivals like Columbus Fashion Week, the Arnold, Columbus Brew Festival, you've got the Italian Fest, ComFest, Buckeye Country Superfest, the Pride Parade, Creekside Jazz and Blues, Columbus Arts Festival, Jazz and Rib Fest. Too many to list. I did drop a link below to Experience Columbus where you can find the full list of annual events. Next up, we've got a lot of music here. Again, under the cultural umbrella. I did a whole video all about music in Columbus. Go check that out for further detail, but just know that we've got venues, anything from large stadium type size venues all the way down to dive bars, and you can probably get some busking and everything in between. So lots of music here. Next up, food. We've got a big food culture here. Surprisingly good food here in Columbus. Columbus is a test market for restaurants, so a lot of restaurants are trying new fare, they're trying new things, so you can come here, you can experiment. There's a lot of ethnic cuisine here, so check that out. Check out a link below I dropped on Alt Eats Columbus. You can explore all the most popular restaurants here. Our last cultural item is sports. Again, sports might not come to the top of mind when you're thinking culture, but I will tell you that any Saturday in the fall where there's a Buckeye home game, go over to the Horseshoe. You are going to experience some Buckeye culture in a big way. If football is not your thing, Ohio State has like 30+ varsity sports. You can go see any one of those. We've also got the Columbus Clippers minor league baseball team. We've got the Blue Jackets NHL hockey team, and we've got our Columbus Crew MLL soccer team. So there is a sporting event happening all year round, a great way to come out and experience some sporting culture in Ohio. Next reason I hear is quality of education. Now, one of the things that's really surprising to people that move to Columbus are we have high property taxes here, high enough that we're in the top 20% of all the states in the country. And you know, really why that is? Well, a large part of those tax dollars go to fund schools. And if you look at a map, according to niche, we have some very well regarded public schools, especially, kind of away from downtown. Columbus City Schools are going to be the main school district in the downtown area and those areas close to downtown. Not that well regarded, but I can say as a parent of 2 kids that go to Columbus City Schools, we've been really happy. Aside from that COVID year, we've been really happy with the results. I will always be honest with you if that turns out not to be the case, but right now, really happy with Columbus City Schools. And if you're someone who, who doesn't like public schools, there are a just multitude of private school options you can choose from. So there's going to be plenty of options whether you're looking public or private. And then higher education, Ohio State University, it doesn't get bigger, it doesn't get better than that. One of the largest universities in the country, probably has some of the most resources of any universities. But there's also 15 other small colleges and universities right here in Central Ohio. Plenty of options. That only helps the talent pool for that job growth that I was talking about earlier as well. Next up is the outdoors. Now, this category isn't something necessarily that people move here for. I don't think anybody's moving from Colorado, for instance, for the outdoors in Ohio. However, what I do hear after people have been here for a while is that, geez, I'm surprised that Ohio has this and that. We do have some great geography, some great options for spending time outdoors. You might have to work for it a little harder. Right here in Columbus, we have 20 metro parks in the surrounding area. So many, great access. In fact, the average citizen, resident here in Columbus will only have to travel about 5 miles to get to their nearest metro park. A great resource there. If you are willing to travel a little bit further, we do have other great hikes. Hocking Hills, and everything down in wild southern Ohio, the Appalachian Mountains down there. We've also got Mohican State Park up to the north, about 45 minutes away. There's some really interesting things. Dillon State Park, Black Hand Canyon out in the Granville, Newark area. So plenty of options if you are looking to get outside, looking to hike and spend time in the sunshine. Outdoor recreation, I mentioned people loving doing the spectator sports thing. People love to participate in sports. They love to play sports here too. Any given Saturday, if you drive around Columbus, you're going to see fields and fields, people playing soccer, people playing lacrosse, rugby, football, baseball, tennis, pickleball. People are going to be outside, they're going to be biking, they're going to be paddling on the water. This is the Scioto River right behind me. They're going to be out on here enjoying one of our several waterways. We've got Hoover Reservoir, Alum Creek, plenty of options if you are looking to get outside. So that is what I'm hearing from people in 2023, why they're interested in moving to Columbus. Did you move to Columbus recently? Drop a comment below. Let me know what the tipping point was for you. Maybe you are considering moving to Columbus. What's kind of sticking out to you in a good way? Drop a comment below. Thanks for watching as always, guys. Have a great day. See you next time.